Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee, joins me. Good morning, Senator. Welcome back. It's always good to talk to you.
Well, it is always good to talk with you. Thank you so much for having me.
So Donald Trump won last night by 11 percentage points. Do you think Nikki Haley should get out, or do you expect her to stay in through Super Tuesday or beyond?
You know, Hugh, there is no path forward, and for her, and I think it is time for Nikki Haley to leave this race and the party to unify behind President Donald Trump. He is going to be the nominee. You can look at the polling in every state going forward. He is going to be the nominee. We need to unify behind him. We need to focus on winning the Senate and House seats that are going to be necessary for him to have a majority to support his agenda. I think the party has spoken. You see it. It is time for Nikki Haley to leave the race. It is time for the party to unify and focus on defeating Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Now, she does not sound like someone who's leaving the race. I just read a David Drucker piece in the Examiner that says she, in fact, intends to bait Trump for the next month and into Super Tuesday and begin to pick up momentum as he falters. What's your response to that?
The people have spoken. Look at the polling. Look at the interviews that are out there. And there is not a path forward. I'm a big believer in primaries. I think it's wonderful that there are so many qualified Republicans that are out there. I think it's great that we have a big tent. And when you look at the polling and you see how people are coming back to President Trump, you look at the independents, you look at the moderate Democrats that are there in the polling, whatever state, just go pick a state, and they remember the job of President Donald Trump. And because of that, they are moving back to him. He was so focused on the border, securing the border, making certain that we knew who was coming in this country, fighting illegal immigration. And the American people are watching what is happening at the border, and they see thousands of people that are coming into this country. We do not know who they are. We do not know where they are coming from. We do not know the reason they are coming. People know that we have had 80 terrorists since the beginning of this fiscal year that have been apprehended at the border. They know there are thousands of people from countries of interest. We've had 24,000 Chinese at the southern border in the last year alone. And people are saying someone has to get control of this, and that someone is President Donald Trump.
All right, now, Senator, that's clear. I've got your position. Now I know you're on judiciary. I'd like to turn to the immigration negotiations. Everything that I can learn, and it's not much because Senator Lankford, Senator Tillis are being pretty closed-mouthed, Leader McConnell, it sounds like a disaster to me. It sounds like we're going to drive the car over the cliff for the third time. I've been doing this show since 2000. This will be the fourth immigration comprehensive proposal put forward. It'll be the fourth one that fails in the House because it doesn't have a wall in it. Now, am I wrong? Is there a wall in it?
There is not that border security provision that we all want to see, and that Customs and Border Patrol has told us for 3 decades that they need. They need a physical barrier. Where they cannot have a barrier, they need better technology. And they need more agents and officers on the ground so that they can do their job. And to have provisions that deal with asylum, deal with parole, of course those need to be dealt with. But then to have a speedier way for processing and for giving work permits, no. We are not going to vote, and I am not going to vote for anything that makes illegal immigration legal. And that is what this administration continues to try to do. They are trying to weaken our immigration requirements. So Joe Biden could handle this today. He could secure that southern border. He could eliminate the ability to come here and claim asylum. He could remain in Mexico. He could not parole people into the country. And these are things that if they wanted to secure that border, they could do this. But Hugh, an open border is that is their policy.
Yeah, Senator, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Rat Race. It's one of my favorite movies. Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
Well, Kathy Bates plays a person that says, is selling squirrels, and she says, go this way. And this way leads people right over the edge of a cliff. We're going over a cliff, and I do not understand why. Can you tell me what is going on inside of the conference? Because if there is not 900 miles of wall fully appropriated and authorized, notwithstanding any other law, it's a loser, and it will not. And I'm an immigration moderate. I'm for regularizing these folks. I don't want them to vote in elections, but I'm for regularizing most of the 20 million people in the country. But I do not believe we should go forward without a wall. And if there's no wall in this, I'm against it, and I think most of the party's going to be against it. What is wrong with the conference?
And that is what I hear from people. I did a telephone town hall last night with people that live in Middle Tennessee. And Hugh, the majority of the questions that came in dealt with immigration. People are going, why is it that they are getting special rights and privileges? I had one guy who was talking about the work that he does, and he travels in and out of Tucson. And he said one flight he was on, there were 36 people that had illegally crossed the border. And he said, you can spot them. They've all got their envelopes. They all process through a different TSA line because they don't have IDs, and they are put on planes. And so he was talking about what he was seeing, and he was reciting all of this and telling people that were on the town hall.
So Senator, we're winning. This issue is our issue. We want a wall. The Republicans are going to win. Why are your colleagues going to give away the issue?
I do not know. As I have said, if we cannot secure the southern border, then we don't need to take a step on this. If Joe Biden is not going to implement the laws that are on the books, and see, that's the problem right now. He is not implementing the laws that are on the books that deal with parole, that deal with asylum. He is taking the state of Texas and Arizona to court because he does not want them putting up razor wire, putting up containers. And that is causing people that live and work on that border, ranchers and farmers and property owners that back up to that, to lose the right to their private property.
And we're going to lose Dave McCormick in Pennsylvania and Kerry Lake in Arizona and everybody in between, Tim Sheehy in Montana. We can win the Senate, but not if we put forward a terrible immigration bill. Do you have a meeting today? Is the conference meeting today?
Yes, we will have a conference lunch today, and we have a conference meeting later this afternoon. And you just mentioned these great races that we have out coming across the country, whether it's Tim or Kerry. We've got good news coming out of New Mexico. Today I'm endorsing Bernie Moreno, who is in that primary in Ohio. Bernie's going to win that primary.
And I stay neutral because I'm going to do their debates. I know all three candidates, but people are entitled to do that. But we're going to win Ohio. We're going to beat Sherrod Brown. I think we're going to win West Virginia. I think we can win Nevada. I didn't know about New Mexico. But we can't win with a bad immigration bill. Would you pound the table a little bit today, Senator Blackburn, and say, put this away?
And there is a letter that several of us are doing, which goes ahead and lays it out that
Good
we
for you.
are not voting for any of this.
Joe, just go shake those people. Wake up. Lindsay, wake up. We've done this before. We've been in this movie before. We never win this movie. Marsha Blackburn, I'm glad you'll be in the conference today. Thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure to talk with the senator from Tennessee. First woman to win statewide office in Tennessee as a senator, and really an extraordinary voice for the Republican Party. Love having her on.